From the WDXY studios in historic downtown Sumter, At Your Service Home Care presents Medical Forum with moderator Jeff Reed.
Good morning and welcome to Medical Forum. I'm your host, Jeff Reed. I am without my co-host, Chris Marr. So if you only listen for Chris, you might as well turn the radio station. But for most of you, I think that you'll hang in there with us. But we wish Dr. Marr, he's out on a little vacation leave, well-deserved. Did want to thank all of our sponsors. Number one, for Medical Forum, if you're just joining us, we talk about all issues, dealing also with the elderly here in Sumter. I want to thank Bynum Insurance, Tri-County Home Health Hospice, Toomey Home Health Systems, Reliable Medical Equipment, and our presenting sponsor, At Your Service Home Care. So also wanted to talk about our guests last week. Wanted to thank Dr. Lily Vivat and Dr. Baez and Amber for coming on the show to talk to us about the Carolina Kidney Center. I can give you a great update on their fair. As any of you that were listening in last week know, it was the World Diabetes Fair on November 14th. So they had a tremendous outpouring of people that came to Wilson Hall School last Saturday, and anyone who missed it will sure want to catch it next year. So want to thank everybody for coming on. And today we have a great topic that was going to hit home with everyone listening, whether it hits you directly or you have a relative or a friend. Absolutely honored to have our police department on today. And I want to introduce everyone that's going to be on the show, and we're going to talk about a great program that they have. Might even talk a little bit about some of the sojourns during the water that we had there in October and some of the great duties that they did along with all the other early responders. But today we have Captain Roark. Thank you so much, Captain, Chief of Police Roark, with us today. Thank you, sir, for coming.
Thank you.
And we have Corporal Warren Davis. Thank you, Warren.
Thank you. And
Tonya McGuirt, also representing the police department. Thank you, Tonya. How's everybody doing today?
Good. Fabulous. Doing well.
Okay. And now, on our previous shows, we have talked at length about some of when we had Toomey on, for example, some of the outpouring that their staff did, sometimes having to work 24, 36 hours around the clock back when we had our water and our flooding. I'm sure you guys each have maybe a story or something that sticks in your mind. Is there anything? How's the cleanup coming?
Cleanup's going great, and we took the position at the beginning was we had pre-staging before the flood, then we actually had the flood and then the recovery, which spanned several days. And as you see, some may see that Broad Street has recently been opened up.
Yes. From
the damage at Shop House Creek. The city's working hand in glove with the state to continue to open up our main thoroughfares. We are, to some level, getting back to normalcy, but I would caution everyone to remember that it was the 1,000-year flood, and it may take just some time for us to get back to what we consider our normal days, particularly those individuals that lost their homes. We lost a lot of homes throughout the community, and in some areas we recorded as much as 6 to 8 feet of water in a home. We were very busy that week. We got great support from the community. Our law enforcement, our EMS, all our firefighters came together and made sure that everyone in the community survived a horrific situation.
Well, I speak personally. I can't thank all of you enough. And Merle Smith actually happens to be a very good friend and a partner of Reliable Medical Equipment. I know the tireless hours that our legislators worked hand in hand with you and Darren and of course Mayor McElveen. So thank you all. Warren, I appreciate you coming in today. If you can, give us just a little bit of background on Davis.
Well, you're welcome. I'm happy to be here. I've actually worked in my 16th year here at the police department. I began my career 21 years ago in another state and then moved back home. And I actually moved back to Sumter 16 years ago to take care of Mom and Daddy. They're elderly as well, and they're both still here. And I bless the Lord for that. But that's kind of what started me interested in getting back to Sumter, because I'm actually from Sumter.
Okay.
But I went to Oklahoma for 20 years, and then I came back home. And whenever the chief offered me this, the job that I have, I was working the streets of your city. I've done that for 15 years, and I like to think I did that pretty well. But it was time for a change and for crime prevention, and here I am, and I love my job.
Great. Tonya, give us a little background on Tonya McGuirt.
Well, I think we met each other back during my early days with the item. So my background is newspapers.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is right. Obviously, we don't rehearse this. That's right.
That's right.
John Fritz. Remember John Fritz?
Yeah, very well.
Let me tell you a quick story, because what you have is someone here in 1989, graduated from Indiana University and lived over at Old Savannah Square, and been here about 3 months, and had started dating a young lady, and walking in, and I said, that can't be. And I looked over and I said, just yell out there and yell Fritz. And she goes, Fritz. And I said, did he turn around? She said, yes. I go, this is a guy from my fraternity, a fraternity brother of mine from Indiana who came to work at the item.
Yeah.
So, and he was a handful.
Oh, was he?
Yes, we miss him, but I'm sure better sleepless nights. That's right. So you've been here in the community for
a long time. Started at the item in '88. Did some stints at other newspapers. Came back a couple of times to the item, and lastly was managing editor at the item before coming to the police department.
Great. And Chief Roark, I see in the newspaper just about every day, all positive. Maybe just a touch of background on yours for anyone that maybe is new coming to Sumter about your background, please.
Thank you. I first became part of the Sumter community in 1982, beginning my law enforcement career, and has lived between here and Columbia since 1982. I will begin my 35th year in law enforcement in February of next year. Came to the city of Sumter in 2009 as a deputy chief, and upon the retirement of Chief Patterson, became the chief of police in September of 2011. Been part of the community for over 30 years and home, and I love it, and I love our citizens.
Well, I'm so proud of our police department. I'm thankful to have you all here, and even more to the point, I'm so looking forward to what we're going to talk about today. In the businesses that I own, and Dr. Marr, who obviously is not here this morning, as we talked about, we see such a need for the program that we're going to talk about today called Project Checkmate. And I know, Chief Roark, you were instrumental in getting this started. And I know that some parts of this even started 30, 40 years ago. So we'll bring in some of the people that, and then you taking over, Corporal Davis, and taking this to a whole different level. And as we let people know all that goes into Checkmate, we will learn so much. So as we come up on our first break, again, want to thank our presenting sponsor, At Your Service Home Care, for all they do. They're concierge, your steward, your guide for your home care. Visit them at www.ays/homecare.com or stop by on 1250 Wilson Hall Road. Or call them, 803-607-9677, and we'll be back to talk about the Checkmate program and visit with our local police department after this.
Back with the latest in health and medical news on Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care, WDXY 1240 AM and 105.9 FM.
Here's a good policy from Bynum Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance. When you buy home and car insurance, you'll receive a multi-policy discount. And when you buy life insurance, you'll get a special discount on your home and car insurance. Auto Owners will save you money on all of the insurance you already have. Now that's good policy. This is Sandy Wilson with Bynum Insurance. Call me for all your insurance needs at 803-469-3030.
At Your Service Home Care provides in-home personal care, including light housekeeping, bathing and dressing assistance, medication reminders, meal preparation, companionship, transportation, and assorted other assistance to continue living safely and comfortably at home. At Your Service Home Care works with your local home health, hospice, Alzheimer's and VA programs, and other providers in the Sumter, Clarendon, Lee, and surrounding areas. Locally owned At Your Service Home Care is here to ensure you and your loved one continue to live your life with dignity and respect. At Your Service Home Care, 1250 Wilson Hall Road, Sumter, 803-607-9677. Please call, stop by the office, or visit www.ays-homecare.com and let them know how they may be of service to you and your loved one.
The doctor will see you now.
Are you new to Sumter or been here a while and in need of a new family health care provider? Look no further than the excellent care provided by the physicians and staff at Carolina Family Medicine. Carolina Family Medicine includes Dr. Philip Jansen and Dr. Tracy Ridgel, who both specialize in family medicine, and they're here to take care of you and your family, now accepting new patients. So call them today to schedule your appointment at 774-7425 or find out more at cfmsumter.com.
The doctor will see you now.
This is Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care.
And we are back. For those joining us, we have the Sumter Police Department here, and we're talking about a program, Checkmate. Unfortunate to have Chief of Police Roark with us, Corporal Warren Davis and Tonya McGuirt representing the police. Do want to say one thing for all of you out there, because this is going to be a topic that we hit on for 65 and older. It affects people under 65, but this is the time to re-enroll for your Medicare. And you have a choice, and you're going to have an abundance of choices that it's very difficult to. No one, and I mean no one will help you better than buying them insurance. So stop by, see Karen, see Lauren, see the whole crew there. Or give them a call, 469-3030. But time's of essence. You had from November, and it terminates on December 15th. And I think that's a great parlay into what we're talking about today. Chief Roark, we were talking about the Checkmate program, but before we jump into that, let's talk about the origins that really came from.
Well, over 30 years ago, and I don't know the exact date that it started, there was a program called I'm OK. And the essential methodology of the program was that the community would call our administrative office by 10 a.m. And should they not make contact with us by 10 a.m., then we would send an officer or a deputy to their location, depending upon where they live, to make sure they're okay. And then that program worked very, very well for many, many years. But as we got into 2014, we recognized our population density for seniors of 65 years and older was continuing to grow. In 2014, we were about 14% of our total population base in the city was 65 years or older.
Wow.
And then take into consideration the baby boomers as their age. I happen to be part of that. There's so many kids born after World War II, and I think we counted up to 1963. So we got that huge block of people. And then looking at the fact that we've had Shaw Air Force Base here since 1941, and the number of people that have been associated with the military base and retired. And the concern was we had a lost segment of our population that may be cut off from society because their significant other passed away, because of the retirement and settling in Sumter after leaving or separating from the military. Children may be moved far away from the community. So with that, looking at what can we do to further improve the quality of life for that segment of our population. And with that began Operation Checkmate. It's not a very difficult concept to understand. The first, we have to identify the individuals that need the assistance, and we do so through segments such as this and mediums such as this. But the most important key element was tying the right person with the much of this is personal connectivity and personal time with the individual. The officer, in our case, Warren Davis, may be the only person that senior speaks with one-on-one for a week. We build a relationship. We improve their quality of life for them to have someone to contact. At the same time, we glean information from them should some catastrophic event happen. We know how to get in contact with other family members. With the ice storm we had a couple years ago, we went around our community and met with many of the homebound. And with that thought and with the process that we're continuing to grow our population density with our seniors, we saw this as a great segue to move into that segment of our population base to make sure their quality of life issues were taken care of.
Yeah, and I think what just to echo kind of what you've said, 10,000 people turn 65 every day. So when we talk about that baby boomer segment in that population, it is growing enormously. And another little statistic: women outlive men, and right now, life expectancy for a female is 77, and for a male, 72. So your program is absolutely perfect for someone who maybe has lost their spouse. And I think that, and we'll talk about all the people that are eligible, because I'm aware of the program to a certain extent, and I really want to let people know there is no cost to this. Is that correct? And it's really not demographic that you need to be in need or poor. You could be wealthy.
Right.
So this is if the need is there. And I think that's what we really want to get out to everyone. Let's grow this program. It is such a great program. I see people in my businesses that need this, and it is not there aside the assistance that you give. So, Corporal Davis, you came on with this in 2014?
Yes, sir, in May of 2014.
And now, Captain Roark, what kind of... I know the kind of person, and I think if I was choosing some, this person's got to be compassionate. They've got to be knowledgeable. They've got to care. They've got to... Probably on a 40-hour, and we won't talk about pay, but people don't just need help from 8 to 5, is my assumption.
Oh, absolutely. And the person that I was looking to connect with our seniors was someone that had the skill sets to communicate with them.
Right.
My business is no different than any other business. I've got a myriad of people that have great skills, and some skill sets may be just the skill we need for that one particular event we're trying to do. Everybody calls Warren Papa G, the name that I gave him. But he has a great personality. He takes the time and demonstrated that he would take the time to listen. And much of what he does is spending time with people who have no other outreach for other human contact.
Yeah.
We're really surprised of the number of people that live in their home, and again, we say become a prisoner of their own home. Warren will tell you he does simple tasks, and that's really all he does. But what he does is offer personal interaction with someone that otherwise would not have another individual to and not trying to steal our show or direct it. But, as we get older, our friends die, our relationships dwindle, and that may be the only person that we have actual contact with.
Yeah, it's a great thing. We all want no one wants to die, but we kind of outlive our peers, our
Absolutely.
Friends, our compadres, as you have. And most people, I feel, also, certainly in the ages that lived through the Great Depression, numerous wars, sometimes pride might step in too. I can still do for myself. And I think as we come up, and we got about a minute left in this segment, when we talk about the checkmate, when we talk about these that you do to help, maybe let's talk about some of these. Where do they start? Where do they stop? We mentioned about going back 30-some years ago. We make phone calls. If we don't hear from you by 10, we're checking on you. And then if we don't hear from you, we're going to come make sure everything's fine. What other duties do we do to help this growing elderly community or just needed community?
Well, a lot of times, even their residents may need some inspection as to what do they have for smoke alarms, what do they have for security alarms, and those kind of things, lighting on the exterior, those types of issues. A lot of times they don't think about those things. As we get older, a lot of times we don't really focus on those things.
He is Corporal Warren Davis, and as we come up on the second segment, we're going to come back and we're going to continue to talk about all the situations and all the diverse things that Checkmate program can help for our elderly. And we'll be back right after this.
We'll be back with Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care on Sumter's home for news, talk, and sports. WDXY 1240 AM and 105.9 FM.
The doctor will see you now.
Are you new to Sumter or been here a while and in need of a new family health care provider? Look no further than the excellent care provided by the physicians and staff at Carolina Family Medicine. Carolina Family Medicine includes Dr. Philip Jansen and Dr. Tracy Ridgel, who both specialize in family medicine. And they're here to take care of you and your family, now accepting new patients. So call them today to schedule your appointment at 774-7425 or find out more at cfmsumter.com.
The doctor will see you now.
Here's a good policy from Bynum Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance. When you buy home and car insurance, you'll receive a multi-policy discount. And when you buy life insurance, you'll get a special discount on your home and car insurance. Auto owners will save you money on all of the insurance you already have. Now that's good policy. This is Karen Schwartz with Bynum Insurance. Call me for all your insurance needs at 803-469-3030.
I was Daddy's girl. He was my guide, confidant, and friend. We cooked out, fished, and talked about everything. He has trouble remembering those times now. I'm the parent and caretaker to my dad. He does remember losing his dignity each time he needs my help with simple daily care. Calling At Your Service Home Care was the best thing I've ever done for my dad. His personal attendant provides assistance with bathing and dressing, a compassionate presence for his safety, and even travels with our family. Having At Your Service Home Care working with me now gives my dad his dignity, and I can enjoy just being his daughter again. The wonderful people with At Your Service Home Care have the gift of caring for your loved one. If you have become the caretaker to a parent like me, contact At Your Service Home Care, 803-607-9677. Located at 1250 Wilson Hall Road in Sumter, or visit the website www.ays-homecare.com.
This is Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care.
And we are back, Medical Forum. For those of you listening in here from 10 to 11 here on Saturday, remember it also, if you've missed any of it or want to catch it again, we re-air Sunday from 2 to 3 on the Community Broadcast Network. Just took over from Miller Communication just recently, and great people to work with. If you're a business out there, a great way to market your business through the radio here on 105.9. And we are here with Sumter's finest, the Project Checkmate through the Sumter Police Department, Corporal Warren Davis, Tonya McGuirt, and Chief of Police Roark. And when we left, we were talking about Project Checkmate. And Chief, talk to us about how do we contact you? What phone number? Is there a cost to this? Is anything too trivial? Is anything out of the magnitude of what your capabilities are? Who qualifies? And then if we can, Corporal Davis, if you could kind of give us some experiences that you found on the job here in the last year and a half, almost 2 years, coming up in May. So first question, how do we get a hold of you?
I'll say the number twice to make sure everybody gets it, and I'll say it slowly.
Okay.
But it's 803-436-2700. That's 803-436-2700. That's our non-emergency number at the police department. For this event or any other questions someone may have in the audience concerning something that law enforcement can assist them with, that is the non-emergency number. Everybody qualifies. Everybody that lives in the city of Sumter that has a need, that has an issue, qualifies. This program does not cost anything. Does not affect Medicare, Medicaid. In no way does it affect the budget of the individual. It's something that we saw as a very important need in our community, and we apply that through our normal budgeting process, if you will. One of your questions was, what do we do and are things beyond our capability? We will do whatever is necessary to make sure that whatever issue is there for our senior, we will assist them in mediating that problem. It may be something as small as removing a limb from the home after an ice storm that we can help them with. If it's something that requires professional assistance like an electrician, a plumber, a roofer, we will help them locate the proper person to do that. Our job is to assist. Our job is to help. So whatever resource necessary, we will do, certainly within reason. There is some things outside of our scope that we don't have the skill sets to do, but we'll find the right person to help them with that. And we have a lot of contact with a lot of businesses in our community that really will do many things to help seniors as well.
Yeah, I see on things that people don't think about that as we get older. Let's just talk about one simple, changing a light bulb. Now, that sounds simple. On the other hand, you have to have some dexterity to unplug it. Not everybody has a lamp. There are lights overhead, fluorescent lights that need a ladder, need some dexterity in the hands, some strength. I mean, I have a 71-year-old mother. I don't want my mother, and she lives in Indiana, so I'm away from her. My brother lives in Chicago, so this would be a perfect thing. And she's in great shape. She's very prideful. But the thought of my mother in the kitchen by herself, my father's passed away, that's a light bulb. There's the magnitude of things that can happen that go wrong, that a phone call, that if she thought for 1 second she could call, invite a police officer into the house, not a neighbor, not, hey, can you help me do this? We even talked about moving trash cans to the side of the road. Corporal Davis, it's been a year and a half, almost, coming up on 2. You got to have a couple good stories of just something maybe even trivial or maybe even something that can extend the magnitude of what your service is, or what's a daily day, for lack of a better word, for you.
Well, we've talked about it before in the year and a half that I've been doing this job, but one of the things I'm most proud of is that we have an 81-year-old female who is, in my opinion, is not rich by any means. She is rich because she has the Lord in her heart, but money-wise, she doesn't have much money.
Right.
She has a very limited income. She needed some problems. She had some problems with her front porch settling on her house that she owns. She lives in the south part of the city. It had settled some, but there was also some rotting going on of wood and those types of issues. And I searched, and I finally located a good solution for that through my cohorts. I was told to contact United Ministries. They have a youth corps, and they, every summer for 2 weeks, a week at a time, they do a youth corps where some of the youth in our community actually do the work. They have supervision from adults, but they actually do the work.
Okay.
And they went to her house. She had to apply for it. She applied for it. Because of her income, of course, she was a little eligible for some that might have a better income level. So they fixed it for her. They were at her house all week. They put a brand new roof on her house. They redid her front porch. They tore it completely down. They corrected the problem with the rafter that had rotted through. How do you thank somebody for that? You can't. All you can say is she was the type of personality that she never asked for help. We have senior citizens like that. Mm-hmm. You have to have some kind of insight into what are they holding back. I mean, as an officer, you get that, what we call a gut feeling, and you know things aren't right, and you have to have the drive to say, I got to keep working on this. Got to keep working on it. Like I said, it took me a year almost to complete this project, but it's done, and it's the only way she could have got the problem solved. You
sleep good at night, I bet, after something like that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
He's Corporal Warren Davis, Project Checkmate, 436-2700. If you're just joining us and catching it, it's a tremendous program. The theory behind it's been implemented for 30 years. Started with making a phone call or having people call in and driving by and checking to see how our elder community, and now as we've branched into our baby boomers who now are needing some help. And as we talked about, 10,000 people turn 65 every day, and Sumter's no different than the per capita out there. And this is a program that is eligible to everyone that is needing something. It can be as small as that phone call. How are you doing? Great. Is your heat working? Do you have a leaky faucet? It's Tuesday. That's garbage day. Who's going to move my garbage? I have troubles getting down the steps. Not a problem. I can't even fathom what your life was like about a month and a half ago. So this is in daily, helping people on daily when everything, we'll call it stable. And as we come back after this break, we will learn a couple more incidents that maybe come to Corporal Davis's mind. And we'll talk about, again, how you can contact the police and what a great service this is. And we'll be back right after this.
Back with more on Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care.
Reliable Medical Equipment has been locally owned and operated since 1999 and provides a full range of medical equipment and services. Our accredited facility has a fully certified staff, and we are here to assist you with all your diabetic shoe, custom bracing, and prosthetic needs. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, and most private insurances. We're located at 246 Broad Street. Call 934-9212 or 435-9927 for our Manning location, which is at 37 West Rigby Street. Voted Best Prosthetic and Orthotic Business for 7 years.
The doctor will see you now.
Are you new to Sumter or been here a while and in need of a new family health care provider? Look no further than the excellent care provided by the physicians and staff at Carolina Family Medicine. Carolina Family Medicine includes Dr. Philip Jansen and Dr. Tracy Ridgel, who both specialize in family medicine. And they're here to take care of you and your family, now accepting new patients. So call them today to schedule your appointment at 774-7425 or find out more at cfmsumter.com.
The doctor will see you now.
Here's a good policy from Bynum Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance. When your policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and a voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies here to help you with all your insurance needs 24/7. Now that's a good policy. This is Ed Bynum with Bynum Insurance. Call me for all your insurance needs at 803-469-3030.
This is Brooke Luce, admission instructor with Sumter East Health and Rehabilitation. Our primary location is at 975 Miller Road in Sumter. We offer short-term rehab and long-term care. Our specialty physicians and rehab team will work in partnership with your physician to design a rehab program geared towards your specific needs, including chronic weakness, reducing pain, chronic wounds, stroke rehab, and much more. For more information, please call Brooke Luce at 803-840-7515.
Now back to Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care on WDXY, 1240 AM and 105.9 FM.
Welcome back, Medical Forum. When we last left, Chief Roark, we were talking about the flood, and we've touched on all the program Corporal Davis has with the Checkmate program. But talk us through when all the world's falling apart. I mean, when we have more rain in one, 24-hour, 48-hour period, what's the strategy here? Do these people get left behind? Do you have to pull Corporal Davis over? Does everything stay the same? The time when they probably need, how do you handle this?
Well, with some degree of certainty, weather patterns are predictable.
Okay.
So we watch in the weather pattern with Emergency Management Division from Columbia, which is part of the governor's office. And we had a three-pronged approach. We prepare, we react, and we recover. Because we can't control the weather, obviously, we prepare ourselves in the event we do receive the amount of rain, which we did. So on Friday and Saturday, we're preparing. Sunday, we are in recovery. We are in a rescue mode. We have many people stranded throughout the community. And then Sunday afternoon, as the rains begin to dwindle down, we begin the recovery process. But during all of that operation that we're doing, we make sure that Corporal Davis checks on his client base. We call him our client base. His only function in the police department is the individual that's assigned to Operation Checkmate. He is not used for any other function, so that we can make sure that we have seamless operation no matter the weather condition. And their lives are affected by weather conditions and power outages probably more or as much as anyone in the community because, again, they're seniors, they live alone, right. They have no contact. So he begins a process where he checks on every one of them. And then we begin to mitigate whatever problems they may have related to the event.
Well, reliable medical equipment, we have 275 people on oxygen. And most of these people fit right into the profile that you're talking about. So when electricity goes off for someone who's on oxygen, we give them tanks, portable tanks that have maybe 2 to 4 hours of oxygen for them. And then obviously we direct them to get to the hospital. However, not simpler said than done. That's where I think your program for people out there, when the electricity goes off, a phone call to you and, hey, I'm 2 hours. Obviously, they call us as well, and then we do our best. But when you have 270 possible calls coming in, even we get overwhelmed. It's great to know there's a program out there. And, so going back on the storm, we have this tremendous storm. Is your phone lighting up? I mean, did you find it any more trying than what your normal day is?
Well, I don't know that I would call it more trying. It's just more organization.
Yeah.
I have a list, and I usually go somewhat off that list. But am I on a schedule? I'm really not on a schedule, but yet I have certain tendencies. Like certain days I see this group.
Right.
Certain days I see the other group. Therefore, I get all of my people every week. So I contact all 35, and I see all 35.
Well, let's talk about that. Currently, we have 35 people that are with the Checkmate program. I could see this program growing triple. Will this be something that the police department is prepared to continue to have that? Is this something that we're looking for? Is there a finite amount of people that we can service? Is this something?
We'll apply the appropriate number of personnel to attend to the needs of our clients. And once it begins to grow beyond one person's scope, then we'll have to back up and digress and make some decisions on other personnel we assign to it. This is not a program we're going to say, okay, we're going to do the first 50 and that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to do the ones that call. We're going to do the ones that join the program. Some people may not need the level of attention that others need. So we may have a population base of 15 to 20 people that need once a week checking, but no other support. So it's a fluid process. It depends on the need of the individual that signed up.
Gotcha. Because we talked about, this population and this service is, I hope we're getting the word out. And I had it office, and when I saw it, I said, they've got to be on the show. We have to get the word out to let people know that this exists. And, everyone, whether you're in politics or police or whatever, people, negative, this and all. This is a tremendous program. And you guys have just done a super job without all the notoriety, which is probably 90% of what, unfortunately, you have, and I see it so much in my businesses that I'm so thrilled to have a service like this. And I think people listening out there that have like this business or you're in the medical community, this is something that really needs to be funded. It needs to be their arms wrapped around it. The cost savings of this, I'm beyond my capabilities, but I guarantee you can see that the cost savings in the lives and what you do in this community is you can't put a number on it. And I just want to continue to see it grow. Project Checkmate. It is a program and it's city and county, and it's also the community, right? I mean, we're all, as far as I have a responsibility that if I see someone that I know that could use this help, I'm encouraged to notify. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. We take referrals and are happy to have them. And again, it may not be something that rises to the level that they need weekly visits.
Right.
But we make connectivity, and then they put a name with a face. They have an actual person to call. Rather than dialing 911 when it's like a non-emergency,
exactly.
They know Warren Davis. They know his name. They know his face. They have his cell phone number, and they know who to call.
Yeah. It's a great program. And as we time always flies by as we finish up our last segment. First of all, thank you again for coming in. Thank you for having this program. And Corporal Davis, thank you for being the right guy for this program. A lot of people start off with a program, and when you talk about compassion, you talk about caring, and you talk about really, it's a 24/7. Because when people have problems, the elder community is looking for a friend.
That's right.
And sometimes it starts off as I need that light bulb fixed or I need my trash pushed. But boy, you know what? I just like sitting down and talking football or whatever with Corporal Davis. So I might even make up, and I know that you might probably spend nights, tireless nights, listening to son-in-law problems, or I saw the debate last night and I just wanted to get your point of view. You become a best friend. That's a commitment.
And see, that's one thing that I'm so impressed with the chief and with the police department as well. They actually gave me a telephone number, and I have it 24 hours a day. That's mandated, and that's what I have. When they call me at 10 o'clock at night, I'm going to answer that phone.
He is Corporal Warren Davis, Chief of Police. Roark, thank you so much this morning. Don't talk too much, girl.
No.
Thank you for arranging all of this. I want to have you guys back on as we get into the winter months because it's very important to let people know fire hazards, how to stay warm if they have a problem, and can't thank you enough. Thank you for all you do for everyone. All right, and we'll be right back to talk a little turkey trot with Missy Reese.
Back with the latest in health and medical news on Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care, WDXY 1240 AM and 105.9 FM.
This is Brooke Luce, admission instructor with Sumter East Health and Rehabilitation. Our primary location is at 975 Miller Road in Sumter. We offer short-term rehab and long-term care. Our specialty physicians and rehab team will work in partnership with your physician to design a rehab program geared towards your specific needs, including chronic weakness, reducing pain, chronic wounds, stroke rehab, and much more. For more information, please call Brooke Luce at 803-840-7515.
Reliable medical equipment has been locally owned and operated since 1999 and provides a full range of medical equipment and services. Our accredited facility has a fully certified staff, and we are here to assist you with all your diabetic shoe, custom bracing, and prosthetic needs. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, and most private insurances. We're located at 246 Broad Street. Call 934-9212 or 435-9927 for our Manning location, which is at 37 West Rigby Street. Voted Best Prosthetic and Orthotic Business for 7 years.
The doctor will see you now.
Are you new to Sumter or been here a while and in need of a new family health care provider? Look no further than the excellent care provided by the physicians and staff at Carolina Family Medicine. Carolina Family Medicine includes Dr. Philip Jansen and Dr. Tracy Ridgel, who both specialize in family medicine, and they're here to take care of you and your family, now accepting new patients. So call them today to schedule your appointment at 774-7425 or find out more at cfmsumter.com.
The doctor will see you now.
Here's a good policy from Bynum Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies here to help you with all of your insurance needs 24/7. Now that's good policy. This is Bubba Johnson with Bynum Insurance. Call me for all your insurance needs at 803-469-3030.
This is Medical Forum, presented by At Your Service Home Care.
We're back, Medical Forum. Boy, that was a great segment. So proud of our city of Sumter Police Department. Again, want to thank Captain Roark and Corporal Warren Davis for enlightening us on the Checkmate program. And Missy Reese is joining us on a segment because we have the annual Turkey Trot with the YMCA.
Yes, we do.
Tell us about that because, I've done it 3 or 4 times, and I am a trotter. I'm not a runner. But this is a big deal. You've got people coming not just from Sumter that are supporting a great cause, and we'll talk about it. 5K, right?
Right.
And it's on Thanksgiving. And so for all of you who are guilty about sitting around watching football, eating a bunch of stuff, get out. What time does this? Give us a rundown.
Okay. Well, the race we have on-site registration that morning at 8 a.m. We do encourage people to register now because you receive a discount, and then it's just a good idea to get that handled ahead of time. But the race will actually start at 9 a.m. It's a 5K. It starts on the back of the back side of the Y on the Willow Drive side, and it kind of winds through the historic neighborhood and does a loop and then comes back and finishes at the Y. And this is our 33rd year of doing it.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and I will say, I believe in 2010 was the first year that we actually had it certified. So since that time, the race has continually grown. We've pretty much added 100 additional people each year since then. We would usually have 150 or 200 or fewer, but certifying that race has interested a lot of people who are serious runners who come to compete. But what's great is that so many people, if they have family coming in from town or they're coming back, to visit family, it's become a family tradition.
Yeah.
So folks will show up. We have people, babies in strollers. We have dogs. We have families running. You can walk it. So you will have those, who are serious runners and have some of the cross-country teams from around that compete in the different high schools. They'll come and run it. But it's all different people coming, and it's a really great family event. So people will come out and do that, and then they go home and have their Thanksgiving festivities.
And it's on Thanksgiving
morning,
9:00. Do not have to be a member of the Y.
No.
And the fee is?
The fee is, my phone went into sleep mode while we were talking. For if 18 and above, if you register before November 23rd, is $20.
Okay.
After that, it goes up to $30. And then 17 and under, the cost is $15 for early registration, and late registration is $25. So if you're registering a whole family, that's a $10 per person saving to go ahead and register now. And that's a great price for a race, because I don't know if you price different runs, they can be expensive.
Now, what else do you get? T-shirt out of this? Well, there's the price of admission.
Yes, that's right. You'll get your T-shirt, and of course you get your bib. And with it being certified, it tracks your time. So Strictly Running from Columbia comes out, and they have the finish line set up. So it will track your time, and then they will post them usually the day of the race on their website, and we'll put a link to it on our website so you can see who finished in what order. And then we also give prizes. So we usually have like the overall winners in each of the different age groups. I believe there's 9 different age group categories.
Is this a trophy?
Yes, they get a trophy.
Awesome.
And so they'll do first, second, and third place in each age group. And then they'll do overall winner for overall female. And just the overall first finisher.
Now, if you're just a social runner, and you maybe don't want your time published, does everybody have to? I mean, so if you're a housewife who's saying, you know what, I'm going to get the New Year's resolution, I'm going to kick it off a month ahead of time and do it on Thanksgiving. But what I don't want to know is that I'm going to come in dead last. I don't know. Does everybody have? And I'm pushing my. Does everybody have a time that will be registered?
Yes, generally. I mean, you wear the bib just so you can see that you're an official member of the race. But usually people who are concerned about time will go on there and look, and you have to go and know what you're looking for, on there. But generally, most people don't mind, and it kind of gives you a goal for next year. And many people walk, so it's not.
Well, now you're an avid runner, correct?
I am.
And you will be participating.
I am. I'm running with my 11-year-old son, William.
Okay.
Last year he said, now I'm not in the running world considered a fast runner. Generally, I do between a 9 and 10 minute mile. But
great.
Our goal is to do it under 30 minutes.
Okay.
So that's our goal.
We'll be charting that.
Yes.
How many people do you expect? What's the goal?
Last year we had just under 600 people. It was like 590 around that end. And that's for the registered race. We also have our Gobbler Dash, which is for ages 5 to 9, and that is free for the kids.
Yeah.
And so what they will do is in the side parking lot of the Y, the Shot Pouch Creek path that runs up behind Ozzy's, they will run to the end of that, which is Ginyard, and then back. So they have a little race for the kids. So that's always very fun.
She is Missy Reese, head of the marketing there at our famous YMCA. Talking about the turkey trot. Got about a couple minutes left. Let's just again, what's the phone number if I want to call? And it's one of those things, I never know my phone number. So, you know, if you know it, you're better than the rest of us. What's your phone number at
the phone number
at the YMCA to contact?
At the Y, it is, of course, 803-773-1404.
Okay.
Our website is ymca.org. Turkey Trot pops up right on the home page, and it will tell you all the information you need to know, and you can actually register online.
Right.
So you can, register right from your home, or you can register in person at the Y. And you can also register through Strictly Running, but it's just great to go ahead and do it on, online with the Y. And then there's an application form that you can fill out as well if you want to print it out, and fill it out and then bring it up to the Y and pay. You can do that too.
So if you're an avid runner, this is a certified race. If you are a mother who likes to get out and walk and want to put a child in a stroller, great opportunity. And let's talk about the best part. We are supporting our local YMCA. Great way to bring families together. I see that a lot. I've participated in the event, certainly not 33 times, but a handful of times. And it's always great people, great environment. It's a great way to kick off your Thanksgiving. And I'll be honest with you, when you go home, you feel like you're entitled to sit there and have a great meal.
It is. You feel great. You started your day, run or walk, and had time, spent time with your family, and then you go home and enjoy the rest of your day.
She's Missy Reese. She's the best. And go out. And if you go, you will see her running with her son in this. They are going to break the 30-minute mark. So we have her on the spot. Missy, thank you. Thank you for everyone listening in on Medical Forum, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.